Sis, thank you again for today. I know you're busy with work, but you went out of your way to make time for me. Oh, come on, Ellen. Don't be so formal. My sister and her boyfriend are coming over to say hello. So it is not the time to work. I didn't think you'd go that far. I'm surprised. What? Why? You never seemed that interested in me. If anything, you were annoyed by me. It's true that we didn't seem like friendly sisters. Or rather, we weren't close. I guess so, right? But when it comes to marriage, it's a different story. As a sister, I have to congratulate you. Thank you. By the way, I'm surprised you got such a handsome husband. Heath, right? I don't know why he fell in love with you. Your face is so plain. Heath says he likes my face. That's just flattery. You don't get married on flattery. He's a well-rounded guy who graduated from Harvard University and works for a great company. He's way out of your league. You need to get out there and find a good man yourself, sis. You're right. I'll do that then. By the way, you guys are going on your honeymoon, right? Yes, we are. We're leaving right after the wedding and reception. Okay. Where to? Australia. Wow, so you're traveling abroad? Have fun! Thank you. Well, I'd better get started on dinner. Okay. I'm looking forward to your wedding. Ellen! I'll be waiting for you outside the hotel. What? Sis? What do you mean waiting for me? What do you mean? It's the honeymoon. It's my first trip abroad. I'm looking forward to it. What? Wait a minute. Are you planning to go with us? That's normal, isn't it? Where's the normalcy in that? It's normal for a honeymoon to be just the newlyweds, right? What? Isn't that wrong? Is what wrong? I mean, Heath. He's a high-class guy. Not sharing him would just be wrong. You just don't go and share someone's husband. Oh, Ellen, you're so stingy. We have a lot going on. Even my parents aren't invited. But it's not fair. Just the same, it's not possible. What? See you later. That's really unfair. If you don't even want your own sister around him, he must be so great of a catch that you have to hide him from me. That's really unfair. It's just not fair that you get to have all the fun. If you want to play that way, then I have a few things up my sleeve too. Ellen, where are you? What, sis? I actually have all the information about your honeymoon. You must have been caught off guard because I haven't contacted you once since I lost you in front of the hotel. I'm in Australia now. Huh? So tell me, are you freaking out right now? Why? Because I hijacked your honeymoon. I got your husband. What? Heath is too good looking for you. I decided to just steal him away from you, so I went after him. You're a stalker now? Hey, you haven't heard from your husband since last night, have you? Huh? Why? Because he's been with me since last night. Excuse me? Your husband's missing because he was sleeping with me. I don't know what you're talking about. At first, I had no intention of taking him away from you. But once I actually saw Heath, I felt a sense of destiny. And from that moment, I couldn't stop loving him. It seems it was the same for him too. And at the hotel where he was staying, we sealed the deal. So I'm sorry, I took your husband away from you. He's marrying me, so just hurry up and get a divorce. Huh? Okay. I'm not going to get into any tacky jokes, so don't worry. Huh? If it's my husband you're talking about, he's sitting right next to me. Huh? Well, I'm going sightseeing with my husband now. If you want to get married, go ahead and do it. Bye. Oh no! I know you're destroyed because you lost your husband, but can't you make up a better lie than that? A honeymoon alone is just so empty. I mean, we just got our marriage certificate. When you and Heath get divorced, I'm going to submit it to the city hall immediately. I was surprised too that it turned out to be such a short-lived marriage. I felt love for him, and now we've made love for one night. I can't help it now. I'm taking your share of the happiness too, so please, forgive me. Ellen! I heard you and Heath got a divorce immediately. Thanks to you, we got married. Thank God, I have a sister who loves me. He says he likes me more than an ugly girl like you. We're going to be happy. You will regret for the rest of your life that you dug your own grave by choosing a handsome man who is not good enough for you. Low income, low educated men are the best for you. You can't even reply because you're frustrated, can you? You really are miserable. Ellen, I'm going to return him. I don't care if I have to pay compensation. Let me get the divorce. Hey, answer me. Ellen! What? What all of a sudden? I was introduced to Heath's mother and we got married. What's with that mother? She suddenly made me live with her, and she's been nothing but a wife bully. She told me that since I was married, I should be a housewife, and she made me quit my job. She told me not to leave the house except to go shopping, and she's always watching me. Heath's father pretends not to see anything, and when I ask him for help, he brushes me off, saying that it's a wife's duty to obey her mother-in-law. No matter how handsome my husband is, I don't like my in-laws like this. That's unfortunate, isn't it? But why are you talking about giving my husband back to me? It's obvious now, isn't it? Heath was originally your husband. I'll give you your husband back, and he can divorce me. You've got the wrong guy. What? That can't be true. The name is the same, and it's the same face. You've always had bad eyesight. you don't like wearing glasses because they look tacky, and you say you don't want to waste money on contacts. I think you're living in a blurry world. If that's the case, then what? Even if I had bad eyesight, he identified himself as Heath, Ellen's husband. He introduced himself as a highly educated, handsome guy that works for a major corporation. A highly educated, handsome guy that works for a major corporation? He said that himself, Heath? Yes, he did. And his parents called him Heath too. There's no mistake about it. Ah, I kind of understand the situation now. Listen, I want you to calm down and listen to me. What? That Heath is my husband's cousin. Cousin? You married Heath's cousin with the same name when you had the intention of taking away my husband from me. Huh? What do you mean? Cousin Heath is close in age to my husband, and they happen to have the same name. He was compared to him from an early age and felt inferior to him. My husband graduated from a good university, got a job at a big company, got married. It seemed as though he was jealous of his smooth progression of life. He was a high school graduate, working part-time, and never had a girlfriend. What? But he says he's a handsome guy working for a big company. That's a self-proclaimed fact, isn't it? Do you have any proof? No, but... In general, a truly high-spec man would not call himself a high-spec man. My husband is a very elite man, but he's also very kind and gentle. Many of his colleagues are like that too. And I know this is off topic, but my cousin Heath hated my husband for that reason. So he decided to steal my husband's fiancée, me, and marry me as soon as he could. It looks like he even followed us on our honeymoon. I beg your pardon? That sounds familiar, doesn't it? It's amazing that you would do the exact same thing. I think you two are perfect for each other. Huh? I ended up not seeing my cousin Heath even once in Australia. Oh, come on, I get it now. I guess he lost interest in us after his dramatic encounter with you. So, he introduced himself as Heath, Ellen's husband. Are you saying that was a lie? Obviously, it was a lie. I was with my husband all the time. I don't even remember marrying my cousin Heath. Why are you lying like that? I don't understand. You were taken advantage of. You thought my cousin Heath was my husband and came on to him. He thought it would be better if he married you, while you thought he was my husband Heath. From our cousin Heath's point of view, he would have been happy with anyone, as long as he could get married quickly, wouldn't he? What? What are you saying? I don't know what you mean. It's okay if you don't. I don't know what I'm talking about either. But I understand that I married someone I don't understand. Ellen, help me. Why? Heath liked you to begin with, right? If that's the case, I'll give him to you, and you can trade me for your real handsome, high-class husband. I don't need a high school graduate part-timer. I don't like him, so that's impossible. I don't care if you do, so help me. Say what you want, but my husband has no relationship with that family. Huh? Why? You experienced that yourself. With parents and a son like that, it's natural to want to cut them off, isn't it? What's that? I'm the only one getting the raw end of the deal. Where's my handsome husband? Your husband is a high school graduate that comes with a wife-bullying mother. Birds of a feather get married and live together. And I'm going to cut you out too. Huh? Why? It's obvious, isn't it? Even though it ended in an attempt, you tried to steal my husband away from me. You followed us on our honeymoon without permission. You're insane. Our parents said they're cutting you off from them too. No way! Then what am I supposed to do? I don't know. If you had any brains at all, you would have known that he was lying. Pity your stupid self. Hey, please, help me. I won't do it again. I'll never think of taking away your husband again. So please, give me one more chance. Since you don't seem to understand, I'll teach you a lesson, sis. There are moments in life where you only have one shot. Sometimes, once you lose trust, you never get it back. You know, you have always found me annoying. I was a fool to think for even a moment that we might have made peace with each other as we grew up and got married. Don't say that! We've only got us, two sisters. You're the one who tried to steal my husband, aren't you? You brought this on yourself. I'm still on my honeymoon. Could you leave me alone? Bye, sis. Get along with your husband. After that, she tried her best to escape from her parents-in-law's house. But her husband and mother-in-law found her, and she failed to escape. Of course, she could not get a divorce. She seems to be enjoying her life as a housewife like a half-slave, while enduring the bullying and monitoring. On the other hand, my husband and I moved into a new house after returning from our honeymoon. We are enjoying our happy newlywed life. My husband's salary is quite good, but I like my job too. I would like to continue working until we have children.
Mother, if you're there, please reply ASAP. Did you go and change the locks on our house without even asking us? I'm in front of the house right now, and the key I always use doesn't work on the front door lock. I need to get inside.
Hello, Cindy. What's this ASAP all about? And yes, I changed the lock on the front door. I needed to do something to punish you, didn't I? A freeloader. Always wanting something from my son. You needed a little lesson.
Excuse me? Have you completely lost it, Mother? When did I ever freeload? You're making me sound like some gold digger.
Well, you are, aren't you? Anyway, you said you were going out shopping. Using my son's money, needlessly to say. So I took the opportunity to have a locksmith make some minor changes. Hope you didn't splurge again using my son's money. What was it this time? Some jewelry?
I wasn't out shopping, for your information. It was for work.
What the hell are you talking about? You're just a housewife that has no job or special skills. What job could you even do?
Pardon me. I thought you knew. I'm working at the moment. I told you that I was going to work before you moved in with us. Don't you remember that? I made it clear right from the start that I was working from home and we would set aside an office room for that purpose. And I did say not to go in there without permission, didn't I? I have important files there, and I can't have anyone fiddling with the PC.
Oh yes, your little office at home. Please, for goodness sake. All you're doing is playing games all day long. You can't fool me, Cindy.
Well, that says it all, doesn't it?
Huh?
You have no appreciation or understanding of people who work from home online. It's quite common now, you know.
Oh, really? I know nothing about that. It all seems like games to me.
I figured you were still at an age where you would understand such things, but I guess not.
I do have a little understanding of online work, if that's what you're saying. I'm not as old as you think, my dear. A friend of mine told me about her husband, and recent years he's been asked to work from home. It seems he's having a hard time of it.
Well, then I don't see why you don't appreciate my work style. What's so different?
You're not getting what I'm saying. What I'm concerned about is you. I worry about the company you work for. Having an employee work at home playing games all day? Your employers are being duped. You knew it would be easy. That's why you started working at home right from the start. Unlike my friend's husband, who worked hard at the office for years before working from home. He has an appreciation for the job. That's what I want you to understand. That kind of casual attitude toward work will get you nowhere. People will find out soon enough.
That's what I mean. You're completely clueless. Even if you're not at the office, there are ways to do a proper job working from home. Sometimes even more efficiently.
Oh, please. I'm getting really tired of this. I'm sick of hearing your lame excuses. I'll give it to you straight. The reason why I changed the locks is simply to get rid of you. A freeloader who eats up my son's earnings. That's why.
Like I keep saying, I'm working and making a living at that. Why can't you get that through your head?
Is your head still up in the clouds, for God's sake?
I'm fine, and all I'm doing is conveying the truth. Your head must be up in the clouds, probably up in space.
Okay, so that's how you want it, huh? All right then, I'll give you some conditions for letting you back into the house.
Conditions? What conditions?
If you want to be let back into our household, then bring home pay that exceeds $5,000 a month. Can you do that? I doubt it.
$5,000 a month, huh? Well,
I'm not saying it's a one-time thing either. I want you to make a stable income of $5,000 every month. A steady, stable income. Well, for someone who's working. Or shall I say playing games all day? That's way beyond your reach.
Yeah, right.
At this rate, my son better start thinking of divorce. It would save him from all this misery. I plan to live in this house with my son, just the two of us. We don't need you, Cindy. You're taking up too much space. There is no need for you to return.
All my stuff is still there. What should I do with that, may I ask?
All that stuff was probably bought using my son's money anyway. All that will be confiscated and sold off. Are you nuts? I'll be by later today to pick them up.
I also have to warn you before you do anything stupid. Don't touch any of the stuff in my room. Especially the PC, or there will be dire consequences.
If you are able to bring that $5,000 a month, I will think about giving all your stuff back to you.
Hey, Cindy! Where you at? I just got home. What's up? Are you still working or something?
Oh, hey Mark. Haven't you heard anything from your mom yet?
She's taking a bath right now. You know she takes those long baths. Figured it would be a good time to contact you directly. You said you were out to see a client. Has the meeting been extended? It seems kind of late.
Yeah, I thought you already got the news. Your mom locked me out of the house.
She locked you out? What are you talking about?
Was the door locked when you came home? Did your key even work?
When I came home, the door wasn't locked. I just walked right in. Didn't notice the door, to be honest.
Yeah, makes sense, I guess. I suppose she thought I would not return and opened it, or she forgot to lock it again when she went out or something. So if I had just waited a bit longer, maybe hid in the bushes for a while, I would have gotten in. Darn it! Should have waited around.
Hey, Cindy. What's going on? I really don't know what you're getting at.
It's a long story. It would take forever if I explained everything, so I'll send you the back and forth messages I had with your mom earlier. You'll see what I mean.
Yeah, okay. Do that. I'll take a look. Oh my god, is she serious? I can't believe this! We've only been living together for a week and already... this?! Jeez! Sorry about this, Cindy. My mom... what can I say? And so, Cindy? Where you at now?
Me? Yeah, I got a motel room on Route 1. You know, the one near the mall? I'll stay here for the night and figure out what to do tomorrow. If I can't work things out tomorrow, I plan to go see my sister. She lives alone over in Sutton County, an hour's drive away. She'll put me up for a few nights.
Yeah, I guess that's the only choice you have. Really sorry about this. Well, at least you have a place to stay for now. Thank your sister for me, would ya? I can't believe this condition she demanded of you! $5,000 a month? Seriously?
I wonder if that's the amount your father made before they divorced.
Well, I guess you put two and two together pretty quick, huh?
I remember she used to tell her friends and neighbors about how much her husband made. She really made a big thing out of it, huh? When she said $5,000 bucks, that's the first thing that popped into my head.
Oh, I get it. She knew you would never be able to make that much by working online, and so, in order to keep you out, she demanded an exorbitant amount.
Yeah, I think you're right.
But actually...
Yes, but actually...
So why did you just give it to her right then and there?
She probably would not have believed me, and I didn't think it was the right time.
Yeah, you may be right about that. It would have just made things worse. Oh, yeah. There was something I wanted to discuss with you. You know the reason why your mom ended up having to move in with us? You remember, right? It was because that apartment was going to be torn down, right? Well, it seems that was all BS.
Huh? Seriously?
Yeah. Got information from a friend of mine who lives nearby. I need to talk to you directly about that. That motel is right nearby. I'll go over there right now. We can have dinner and discuss it. What do you say?
Sure, no problem. There's a Denny's right down the street. Let's meet there.
Alright. I'll text you when I arrive. Hey, Cindy. Just got home.
Oh yeah? That was fast. Thanks for earlier. And thanks for bringing some of my work stuff. It really helps. Now I can get a little work done. Glad the laptop was there.
Sorry. I know nobody is supposed to go in there. It was the first time I went in there.
Well, I gave you the extra key just for such emergencies.
Yeah, came in handy, that's for sure. So, we do as planned, right?
Just as we planned. Don't let me down, Mark.
With Cindy gone, I have to do a little more housework, but if it's for my son, no problem. But maybe someday I'll get a maid to do all the chores. Wouldn't that be great? So, is it at all possible that you could make $5,000 a month? Oh, I'm sorry. How rude of me. What was I thinking? Demanding that an unskilled housewife bring home $5,000 a month for playing games all day? I was way out of line. Please forgive me. No way you could bring home that much. You know what? A thought just crossed my mind. You're not homeless now, are you? You're not living on the street, scraping together soft drink cans for a living, are you? And I haven't heard a peep out of Mark after I kicked you out. And it seems you have no interest in picking up your things. Not a very important job. I plan to throw them out by the end of the week. So if you want it, you better come and get it, or it ends up in the dumpster. I want to rearrange that room, make it into my private study. Need it cleaned out ASAP. There's a lock on the door, and Mark and I don't have a key. So we're just going to have to get a locksmith to open it. Or we just break it open. Oh, I'm so glad we kicked you out. A useless, no-job wife. Why did Mark ever marry you?
You seem to be in high spirits.
Oh, finally you decided to reply. Had to get those cans to the recycling center, huh? How much was today's collection? So, Cindy, no $5,000 a month? What's it like living on the streets?
No, not $5,000. More like $15,000 a month.
Excuse me? Hey, Cindy, answer, would you? I don't have all day. What's the meaning of this? Mark just left home. He's nowhere in sight, and all his stuff is gone. What the hell is going on? I also checked your room. All the stuff is gone? Your PC, the laptop, all your files? The place is vacant.
Oh, finally noticed, huh?
Is this your doing, Cindy? Did you put Mark up to this? Did you get him to clean out the room?
I didn't really put him up to it, as you put it. More like, Mark heard what you did to me and decided to do what he felt was right. That's all.
No, that can't be right. He would never do that behind my back.
He found out why you had us live with you. The real reason. That apartment you were living in for 2 years after your divorce went through? You remember. Apparently you caused a lot of trouble there. The neighbors, it seems, were furious with you. And on top of that, because it was such a sudden divorce, your husband felt very bad and decided to pay the rent for those 2 years. The main purpose of living alone in that apartment was to get used to living and working alone. You were working at that time too, but you went and bullied a coworker and eventually got fired. Isn't that right?
So what? What's that got to do with anything?
Well, after 2 years, your husband no longer felt obligated to pay your rent. And since you lost your job, you couldn't pay the rent for yourself. You made plenty of enemies among your neighbors. There was nothing left for you to do but move out. Or, should I say, kicked out. So you had nobody to turn to, nowhere to go. So you came crying to us. I suppose you figured that apartment was quite a distance from our house, so you probably thought nobody would ever hear of your antics.
How the hell did you find out about all that? Would you hire a private detective or something?
Apparently, Mark went to school with the guy who owns that apartment you caused all that trouble at. Or more accurately, his father runs the place.
Are you kidding me?
It seems one of the neighbors found out that you were Mark's mother. One thing led to another, and they decided to contact us to stop you from causing harm to others.
This can't be mere coincidence. What's going on?
Well, we've lived around here for a long time, made a lot of friends. I wouldn't say everyone knows everybody, but close. You're bound to find some connection.
Cindy, about that $15,000 a month, is that what you make per month?
Hold on. I just got a text from Mark. He's on his way home. He said he'll send you a line message.
Excuse me, Mark, he's here.
Hello, Mother.
Mark, is it true that Cindy makes more than $15,000 a month? Do you mean per year?
No, not per year. Per month, Mom. She makes way more than I do.
What's this all about? How could she make that much? That's just not possible. How could an unskilled housewife make that much? It's just not possible. Is she selling drugs or something?
Drugs? How could you say that, Mom? She's not some drug dealer. She's a well-known and very popular freelance writer.
Excuse me? A free writer?
Freelance. A freelance writer. She's independent. Not associated with any specific company or organization. And she's not employed by any one company. She set up an office at home. That's what most freelance writers and designers do.
Why doesn't she just rent some office space then?
That's why she set aside a room at home. A home office, if you will. Why waste money renting office space when you're the only employee?
Excuse me. Seems kind of weird to have an office at home.
Come on, Mom. A lot of people are doing it these days. The technology these days makes it really easy. You can have group meetings any time of the day, or even with clients overseas. It's really something.
It just seems like, playing games, tapping away at the keyboard.
When you were living at that apartment, that young couple moved in, and they were both doing online work from there. You remember them? You were always complaining about them. That young kids should get a proper job and so forth and so on. I was told that when you learned that a young woman in the apartment below you was working from home, what did you say to her? Something about her sponging off her parents and playing games at home all day? Apparently, you were harassing them like that on a daily basis. They said they couldn't get any work done with you constantly pestering your neighbors. When I heard that, I was so embarrassed. It was only after you were kicked out of that apartment that I heard about all this. I was mortified when my friends told me about you.
Please, Mark, don't be like that.
Oh yeah, I was meaning to tell you. I've been working on going freelance myself. I've lined up some clients and have a pretty good network set up. So I plan to quit my job and start working from home.
Excuse me? Are you serious?
But at this rate, I may get pestered relentlessly for working at home by someone. So to avoid that, we've decided to move out, which means we will no longer live with you.
Hold it 1 second, Mark. What am I going to do? I can't live here all by myself.
Well, let's see. The lease on that house expires next month, so I suggest you start looking for a job and a place to live.
Mark, you're not serious. Please. I won't bother you guys anymore, so please just let me live with you. I'll keep my mouth shut. I promise you.
It's too late for all that, Mom.
I always wondered why my mother-in-law always had it out for people who work from home. Apparently, she asked her ex-husband to continue paying the apartment rent. But she was told he was now working from home, and as a result, his monthly pay was cut drastically. So he's no longer able to afford paying her rent. That's why she had it out for people who work from home online. Mark told me he left a pamphlet for the unemployed office on the kitchen table when he left. I had my doubts she would make use of it. I figured she'd get on the phone to all her relatives begging for help. But I heard later that she found a live-in job at a local company. But it seems like she was back to her old self again. She started harassing a young girl who was working part-time from home. If that wasn't enough, that girl happened to be the owner's daughter. She ended up getting fired and then kicked out of the dormitory she was living at. That was the last I heard of her. I have no idea where she is now.